Hello, welcome to Guided TV. Today we'll be doing qualification on defensive trustworthy document. Please support our channel by subscribing to our channels by clicking on the subscription button to support us in creating more videos. You might have gone through the guidelines already, so we'll just move straight to the business of the day. As the questions come, we answer the questions and you understand it better. Please, this video is for understanding the hitapp better rather than giving you qualification questions. Maybe the qualification questions are even unique, so it's better you understand than just to give you the qualification question and you mess your hitapp up and you just be disabled. So that is why our videos are a little bit longer. Dr. Death breakdown techniques for suicide. Dr. Death breakdown technique for suicide. Now, this is directly from ABC News. Direct to tell you that the ordinarily the headlines gives you techniques for suicide. However, it is coming from a trustworthy source like ABC News, and we have chosen large, what let's say, Breton, England, in Dab Church Hall in Breton on England South Coast. Breton explain how to kill oneself using plastic bag. If you did just get a bag and put in your head, he tells the crowd of 60 or so, it doesn't take long before you find it very, very unpleasant. So we have an issue here. Now, Dr. Death breakdown techniques for killing suicide. I think it's not trustworthy. If you did, they play a video that outline how preferred method. The video has an upbeating on soundtrack and it's presented in an elderly way. So this work look a little bit good, problematic. It's giving you techniques. Now we just move a little bit fast. Now what are they saying here? Please subscribe now. Good. I'm very careful. I have 10. You are allowed to fail 2. We are human beings, so we are not perfect. What is this thing saying here? You may cancel anytime. I don't want to subscribe. So they say the best. What do they mean here? I have to do a skip here because I don't know. I'm not seeing what is written here. So I'll go back and come back again. So I do the qualification right away. Good. How much helium could kill you? This is only sufficient to display oxygen from. This was trustworthy. It's not talking about killing oneself, such as it's telling you it's a preventive measure, I guess. What? Only sufficient to displace oxygen from around your head. That is how helium work would kill you. It is not a poison. Circumdive. Okay, so what they are telling us generally here is that anything that leads that gives you an insight towards how to kill yourself, it is not trustworthy. So let's see if we can beat your failed one already. Good. Now I say drug poisoning. Drug poisoning. Suicide mention drug poisoning. In research, this site is it was clear that suicide by drug poisoning had been this. So I think this is not trustworthy. Good. It gives you, just take it as a point, but at the end of the video we'll explain everything again so that we'll not get ourselves confused and a little bit tense. Now they say all the suicide method. Now this one is telling you, giving you all the suicide method. This is a story about the control of information. As is often the case, sometimes let me break it down here now. Now, what they are saying is any article that is related to how to kill yourself, how to give you information on how to kill yourself, then it is not trustworthy. However, a what do they call it? And a headline will just give you something how to kill yourself. Why the main article is telling you how to prevent how to kill yourself. So poisoning and overdose is a method of killing yourself. So generally we just come and put it's telling you how to kill yourself. What are the methods? So how to die with dignity. Receiving blah blah blah. Let's see. This is a problem here. How to die with dignity. Mind you, failed one, so I have to be very careful on this. Receiving a terminal diagnosis is never easy. Dying with peace and dignity can be a difficult goal to accomplish. Although it may be very difficult, you can make some decisions that will allow you to feel dignified through the end. Processing your emotion and surrounding yourself with support are essential. There are several steps you can take to make this process more bearable. So, one, understand your diagnosis. When you receive a terminal diagnosis, you are going to be understandable over time. Learn your legal options. Consider hospice. When faced with dying, hospice care is another option that you can consider. This one is a little bit tricky. Tell a loved one your wishes. Cope with your physics limitation and the rest. So now plan your memorial. Say your goodbyes. This is terrible. How to die with dignity. Does this tell us, does this relate to suicide? Oh, learn your legal option. Physician assisted suicide is something that many terminal patients consider. This is an option in several states, but I think this is an advice. It's trustworthy. Consider especially when faced with dying. Hospital care is another option that you can consider. Hospital care is not to cure your illness, but instead to make you as comfortable as possible during your final days. In many cases, hospital care takes place in your home. I think it's trustworthy. Let's see. Good. It's very difficult because it looks as if someone is trying to die dignified way and is advising the person on how to die. But from what you have seen here, from this point, this auspicious point is telling you that someone has gotten to an age that is preparing to die. So is thinking on how to die dignifying in a dignified way by not disturbing people. I think that's what this article is saying. Now, terminate yourself. What are they saying here? The fairly plastic instructable on creating effect on Photoshop. Now look at it. This is saying terminate yourself. However, here it's talking about Photoshops and this is a fairly basic instructive on how to create a certain effect in Photoshop. I use Photoshop for both blah blah blah. So it's not telling us about dying. So we come here and say it is not problematic. Mind you, failed one, so you have to be very careful also. Now this one is resource whatever what they're saying here. Please, I promise not to be too fast. So let me try. They say they need urgent needs story. Find out the drive our support of tribe and blah blah blah. News update. Keep to your time. Everything here is trustworthy. I think good. 404. There's error. Let's see, let's confirm, because sometimes you might get yourself hot. So I think it's an error. Obviously it's an error. Why? This is how bad this hitapp might be sometimes. This is 404 error. How do we search? And there's no way for we to disagree. This is problematic. How is it problematic? There's an error here. So watch 1000 Way to Die. It's a movie. Death, the final frontier. It is dead. Now, this is a movie 1000 Ways to Die is a specific documentary style television show that discusses the various ways in which a person could die or be killed, because the show primary purpose is to entertain. The deaths are discussed with dark humor by a male narrator. The narrator emphasizes the intent of entertain by laughing or mocking certain deaths. All stories told are based on actual. So I think, should we take the trustworthiness? This is a film. Let's see. Good. It's a film. How now? Good. Another problem is here. I don't think I can, out of nothing, something you can find just about. I have to reload this page to evict this place. I think that is the best way to evict something like this. I can't take that risk again. So, right view, all casebook not found. Apologize, but the page you request could not be found. Perhaps search will help. I will not take this risk again. Definitely, it is not trust this, but I have failed to, and that risk is not worth taking to come back again. Please, I have to record these things so that you get to know some certain things. It's not our fault. If they can penalize us for error 404, I don't think anything here is worth trying. Now, this Reddit model commits ironical, the fastest way to kill yourself. The fastest way to kill yourself. Good. Ironically, the fastest way to kill yourself has now become I'll have to go back and forth to qualify this, because sometimes some of the heat hub has issues and we have to diagnose those issues sometimes in the video, so there's no need to cut off this place. Now my opponent doing a minute mega combo cause I lost the coin flip. What are you saying here? Ironically, the fastest way to kill yourself has now become the slowest. Me who just trying to lose as fast as possible. Also, you will not believe the amount of ash I got in garbage already. So this is not related to anything of such. So it's a trustworthy stuff. Good, it's not problematic. Wow, this is what they want us to put us in an ironic way to distort us from not qualifying. And this is a new job. This is what my last opportunity to qualify. I just have to take the risk. So you bear with me. There was an error 404, which ordinarily is supposed to be page does not load or redirect to another page, but they penalize us and say it's problematic. How do we know it's problematic? I don't know. So in the subsequent jobs, I will advise you, when you see an error, you choose error, because I've seen it in other places where they penalize us. So when the page did not load or they say sorry, we found some problem, just choose error page. And secondly, if it is not talking about suicide or anything, however, what the page is talking about is something that does not make sense, and an article that does not make sense, does gives you makes you feel what do you call it, makes you feel demoralized, trying to eulogize irrelevance to make it look like a relevant stuff. Those things are not trustworthy. Like a lyrics that is making nonsense look make sense to people, just things that all these people that are deluded minded write on social media, conspiracy and the rest, they are not trustworthy. So I think these are the little tips. You can ask your questions on the comment section. Please, you can drop, once you qualify, you can drop your drop it, notify us on the comment section so that we'll know and other people will be encouraged to do that. Bye. Don't forget to subscribe. Good luck.